Hey everyone, welcome to my garage. I'm Slamfire Prime, and today we're going to be spray painting my AR pistol in one of my favorite colors. I like this. I don't know why it only had it in gloss, but I'm down with it. I'm not going to be hunting or anything, and to give off some reasons why people would want to paint their ARs or any other firearms for that matter is, for one, camouflage. If hunters like to have their firearms be whatever colors they easily blend into the environment. I'm painting mine because I like the color green, and I'm not looking for any kind of camouflage pattern per se. I just like the color green, so I'm fine with it being glossy and shiny. So, step one, location, garage. Garage door is open for ventilation, and I have a fan going over there somewhere. So, let's just get into it. Step two, after location and ventilation, is we're going to remove the parts that I feel like removing and masking taping off the others that I don't want to get paint on. I saved you the boringness of watching me tape over everything. In fact, I need to tape up the bottom of that grip again. But I've taped up all the components that I want to keep black for myself because I like the idea of having little black accents across this green firearm. I'm also going to use a trick that I first saw in 2010 on Facebook with some Dawn dish soap, and I'm going to drizzle some lines all the way across it. Now, it's important to know to wipe off any excess oil that might be on the outside of the firearm, so that way when you do paint it, it doesn't just come off, because that's what the Dawn dish soap is going to do, is just going to make sure that there's a barrier between the firearm and the paint and keep it from getting paint on these spots with the soap. And I think that's going to make some nice striping effects. And again, like I was saying earlier, people do this to camouflage their firearms because in the wild there's no black straight lines, so you want to break it up. But I'm doing this because I think it'll look cool. So let's find out. I'm going to get some more tape for this piece right here, and we'll get started. And just to let you know, so for parts that you can't see, I did tape up the bottom of the magazine, while the inside of the dust cover, the barrel, just because I wanted to keep the barrel black, but also all the components like the safety switch, the magazine release, the bolt forward, the tap, everything, just to make sure that I don't get any paint in the mission critical components. If I was to pop the dust cover off here, you would see that there's some tape there as well. But yeah, let's get started. I'm excited here. I think it's going to look cool. Oh. There we go. Yeah. Make sure you have your proper PPE, glasses and a mask and whatnot. Make sure your area is properly ventilated. And I got a paint and primer. It's good for wood, metals, and plastics and more. This is the Home Depot XDX version. It's only $5. Let's see how this is going to look. This is not as dark as a green as I saw. But the thing about doing this yourself is that you can do it again if you need to. I chose green because, if you haven't noticed, from my Gearson 1911 and my Taurus G2C and my gloves, they're all green. Alright, let's flip Wait. Got the soap. This around real quick. Alright, I think that's pretty good. Doesn't look as dark as I would have hoped, but we'll see how that turns out tomorrow. Okay, so it's a little over 24 hours later, and the paint job did not come out as I would have liked. So, wait, there we go. So, we're going to try this again. I got a bit of a darker paint, and you can see where I tested it there. And it's a bit darker. It seems to have a blue tint to it, but we're going to see how this turns out. And one of the, like I was saying before, one of the good things of doing this yourself is you can keep trying no matter what. So we're going to do another layer of Dawn dish soap so that we can have some of this lighter green still play a part. Yeah. All right, there we go. And now I'm going to take our darker paint, hopefully, and try this again. Cardboard on here. All right. Yep, round two. Ooh, my forearms are apparently not strong enough. All right. So I made a little drying hook. Let me put this down real quick. Yeah, my garage is a bit of a mess. I'm trying to figure out where everything goes. I made a bit of a drying hook here. So it's going to hang it up to dry. And we'll check again in the morning to see how it do. Now, while we wait, let's talk about the closest thing I have to a sponsor, and that is Falco holsters. Now, we can talk about the quality of their products and now, while we wait, let's talk about the closest thing I have to a sponsor, and that's Falco holsters. They are a Slovakian company that makes custom holsters, and I went with them because of my Gearson 1911 and my Olight Badler. Falco was the only company that had this particular combination for holsters that I could find on Google. Now, I have 3 of them. This is the first one I bought. I don't remember the model numbers, but straight leather, nice, easy, very comfortable. And they sent me a hybrid to test out because they saw my product placement here and they appreciate it. So they sent me that one along with a full Kydex version that is in here somewhere. Here it is. That I typically use more often than not. Another nice thing about them is that their boxes come as targets on the bottom, so that's neat. But you get all kinds of goodies with them. I got this mat, a cable holder, and a sticker was all the items I got from them. And they're just overall good quality. We'll say that I will say the one bit of criticism I have for them is that the leather here going on the backside here does kind of cut into you a bit, but that'd be the only criticism I have for their hybrid. But other than that, everything is very nice. Good quality holsters from Slovakia. I'm losing track of my train of thought. I have a 5-month-old baby, and everything's kind of blurring together. But the other thing I really like about them is their website. Everything is nice and easy to use. So let's say we want to go in the waistband, and we want a light bearing holster of some kind. We can just filter it out. Guns was light. Search, and then we got all of our options. To go with this leather one here, and you get all the stuff. Here's all the lights that they have for you to pick from. They're not picky about whatever it is that you want to use, and then you get to completely customize everything else about it, like the back strap there or the belly protector. They give you options for, I'm just going to pick one. Left, right-handed, optics or not. Easy to use website. Everything's nice. And they have options for every price range. I'm mainly doing this so I can feel like they're getting their money's worth for sending me these holsters. So if you are interested in getting you a custom-made holster, check them out. Tell them I sent you. Either way, they're good people. All right, it's the next day. Let's see what we got here. Everything felt dry. Got a wet paper towel to wipe off that soap. Let's see what it looks like. I might have to turn you off and bring you back. Okay, good news. I upgraded to a washcloth and it started working better. You can see some of the striations, but the bad news is it's not coming off well enough, and I'm just lathering the gun. Pressure wash time. You know, it's coming up on 7 o'clock in the morning. People are getting ready for work. I'm getting ready for work. Kids are getting ready for school, and I'm pressure washing an AR. Isn't free will something? God bless America. The pressure washer don't stop for nobody. I gotta say, it doesn't look too bad for my first try. Gotta dry it off now and get all this tape off of it. And here it is, our final result. Now, I took the liberty of taking off all the masking tape off camera because I was excited like a kid on Christmas. And I'll say that I'm quite happy with all the spots that had masking tape. I like the little black accents throughout, and the striping. The Dawn dish soap did do a good job of giving me some stripes and breaking up the pattern of the firearm. And I reassembled everything. No paint got inside the chamber, and everything works as it should. So I'll say I'm quite satisfied with how it all turned out. Now, I will say I did take a medium and firm tip brush to kind of go around and help scrape off any of the bits of tape that, or not tape, but paint that didn't completely adhere to the firearm. But I'll say this is pretty good for my first try, and I'm happy that the Dawn trick worked. If you found any of this helpful, cool, or useful, feel free to give me a like, comment, and tell me if it looks stupid, or even subscribe. I'd definitely appreciate more subscriptions. I'm trying to get this channel going to where I don't have to DoorDash anymore to help afford my house. Either way, if you enjoy your firearms and want to do whatever or not feel guilty about carrying whatever it is you might like or doing whatever you might like with your firearms, give me a subscribe, and y'all stay safe out there.